But gentlemen, you recall in the last almost 2 years, there was not a single month that the Senate in particular did not discuss issues of security all across Nigeria. And during the second session of the 10th Senate, the Senate President was very categorical of if the issue of security is the only thing that the Senate can achieve, then it is well and good, and that we are home and dry. And today you had members of the 9th Senate, Senator Alero, Senator Abaribe, who also had the privilege of partaking in the security summit in the 9th Senate, which did not bear any fruits. First of all, I commended the mover of the motion, Senator Jim O'Brien, for bringing the issue of security to bear. I thought the issue of security is much more than any other thing right now in Nigeria because of its spreading nature and disturbing nature. There is no state of the federation that is not affected one way or the other on the issue of security. And as a member of the National Assembly, I thought what we needed to do was to reflect on our own capacity to oversight these security agencies. And that is why I started with the quoting of Constitution Section 11 on public order and security. And then also quoted Section 80, Subsection 1, Subsection 2, Subsection 3, and Subsection 4, which give us the leverage of appropriating powers of operation, which one goes to where. I think simplistic. If we had these powers, and we do have these powers, we must interrogate ourselves as members of the National Assembly, who have 5 different security dependent standing committees: Committee on the Army, Committee on Defense, Committee on the Air Force, National Security Advisor, Committee on Police, and so on and so forth. What did our committees in the last 1 year found out in the course of oversight in these agencies? Did you hear anything from them? The question is no, not to my knowledge. Am I challenging any other person to come forward and say, yes, they brought this, they brought that, they brought this, they brought that? And I went on further to say, during the screening exercise of the service chief, I raised this question to him about the Tucano aircraft that were purchased for almost 1 billion borrowed money. And the answer he gave us that they purchased this Tucano with some contract limitations, that they have this Tucano, but they cannot use it efficiently, effectively, because the US government said there are some limitations where the Tucano should be used. So if you had known about these limitations, if you know, why do you go to buy them? Where are they now? Why are they not being used? What is the purpose of buying them? Did we as a parliament take responsibility in recalling those who signed this Tucano? We were told, and we've seen what Tucano does in battlefield in Afghanistan. We have seen what they do in Ukraine. We have seen what they are doing in Russia. So this is an effective machine that could have done a lot of service for Nigeria. It's very effective. You can use it in the day, you can use it in the night, without those bandits knowing. They scan areas several miles on their own. and they will get their targets. So all of a sudden, the question that the National Assembly should ask, what happened to the Tucanos? Where are they? And how are they? And who was responsible in buying them? Ab initio, if you know that there are inhibitions that the United States of America introduced to Nigerians. And why are they having it in the United States? Why are they having it in the Middle East? There are Tucanos in the Middle East. So you now go further down the line. I lamented of how many servicemen we've lost in the last 2 months. And the data is disturbing. If you continue to lose servicemen in this manner, now you ask yourself, who knows how many military officers we have? How many army do you have? How many navy do you have? How many air force do you have? How many number of police do you have? So if you don't interrogate and find out those things, from where would you start? Now, new security summit. Even here, as members of the National Assembly, we don't fully discuss security in plenary because of its sensitive nature. There are people who are coming from very security encroached areas. You don't put them on in the national television. They know their families, they know their members. So you now force them to speak, and the repercussion will be they go and deal with them. And therefore, will you now go to security summit and now start divulging sensitive information? So what I was suggesting that we should have done was let our committee do their oversight constitutional responsibility. When we have the reports of these committees, then we now invite the service chiefs, interrogate them. How much was budgeted? How much was released? If you release it, what is it for? You meet military officers, soldiers on the street. Some are friends, some are schoolmates, and they tell you they are incapacitated, that they are overwhelmed, that they are overpowered. And then you begin to take this thing as if it is just an administrative thing. All of us, as I told you what is happening around Abuja, from Abuja towards Lokoja, people are coming in their numbers. And I met somebody, military officer, former military officer, and he told me what is happening right now in between Kogi and Oyo. Another group, not Laprawa, not Boko Haram, Mamudawa, who doesn't even speak the so to speak Fulfulde, that coming all the way from Mauritania. And he lamented to me, says distinguished, if we don't take care in the next few months, this Mahmuda will take the entire southwest. And this information is available to other security chiefs. No synergy, no understanding, no reprimanding. Who has been sent out of his job because he has failed one way or the other? Look at the way the Boko Haram are killing our people in Borno, in Yobe, just last 2 weeks. Well-armed boys, but they overflow them. What is the idea of all this idea that every part of the world now is using drones? Why is our drones? Why are we not using drones? Why? Why are we having conversation with those who pick people, bandits, kidnappers, through the media, through phones, through our service providers, through banks, and nothing happens? So does it look like we're serious? No, we're not. that were in Abuja were scared, I think we're wasting our time. If the summit will bring some of these issues in the front banner, I have no problem with it. But we've been told clearly, black and white, by those who participated in the last summit, that all these issues were in the front burner. And nothing has changed. Yes, the president has appointed these people who screen them. It is their duty, if they are not doing their job, to report to the president that change these people. Or, if you don't change them, it will be your responsibility. The president cannot do an oversight. He's an executive person. It is our job to do oversight and tell him, Mr. President, this is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong. Are we making headway? You are all Nigerians. Are we making headway? Is it that until we are all killed, until they come to my house, your house, because we are Abuja citizens or because we are senators, then we will know what is happening? Just yesterday, in Bauchi State, they went to one village, Mansour, killed 11 people, just like that. Pick people are left. In Para and Kebi now, by 7, everybody closes his door. And they can come to your house. All they need is that this man is coming from Abuja. That means the issue of money. Today I heard somebody was telling me that one of the kidnappers kidnapped a businessman and he paid close to 100 million. He paid close to 100 million. But his informants, the informants told the kidnappers that the man has still did not sell anything of his assets. So they should look for 500 million for him. Because the houses, the petroleum station is still there. There is no salt. What kind of country are we? And the kidnappers went and told the man. So the 100 million you brought, it's not enough. Your police station, your other houses that you are leasing, is still there. So you must bring money. I don't know where we're going. And we're not telling ourselves the truth. It's simply we are not speaking. It's simply we are not speaking. And that is our job. And that was my message. That was what I was trying to inform my colleagues. And they know it. They do. They do. Very good motion. I have my reservation about the prayers. I'm not saying it will not succeed.
Okay.
It may succeed. It is for us to live and see whether it will succeed. So that's the argument. What about the training? What about the firepower? Particularly the firepower. One bandit and said Nigerian with their courage. Because courage, will it stop gun coming from you? No. And how many are they? How many recruitment have we done in the last 10 years? How many? What is their number? Where did they go to train? Just pull somebody from a university or secondary school. 3 months, ask him to go and confront this. These are people who are ex-army somewhere in other countries. So they're trained. They know the terrain. They came, study the terrain, and why are they coming to Nigeria? Because we are rich. Why are they coming to Nigeria? Because we cannot put our house in order. So it's easy. They penetrate our sentiments. Now they are coming from all over. And now they design in a way that if non-Fulanis were killed, the Fulanis will not bother. If Fulanis are killed, the non-Fulanis are not killed. I will not bother. They're trying to see the cracks. If Christians are killed, they will just say, they're Christians. If Muslims are killed, they say, to hell. So what is wrong with us? Are we not human beings before we are Christians and Muslims? Are we not human beings before we are Hausa and Yorubas? Are we not the same people? Just because of a tongue? And we begin to kill ourselves, or possibly don't give a damn Oh, they are where? Okay, Benue. Let them go. Zamfara, let them go. They are killing everybody. They don't discriminate. Look at what they are doing in Zamfara. Hausa Fulani killing. They are killing them. They are killing them much more than anywhere. And for a lot of people, that is not an issue. That is an issue because they are Nigerians. Even if they are not Nigerians, they are human beings. They are human beings. President, hopefully one day I will be.
Yes.
I will make sure that I appoint people who have the credibility, the integrity, the history, the experience, the competence. I won't look at in appointing military chiefs, security chiefs. I wouldn't look at political background. I wouldn't look at ethnic background. I would look at the very best. Today, you'll be wondering whether or not, do you know General Malu?
Yes.
He's still alive. So, one of the very best. One of the very best. You know this former army staff from Kaduna? The one that is in the Shuapi. Give me his name. He was in Shuapi. General
Agwai.
General Agwai. People like that, General Agwai, people like General Malu, and people like that who have proven their integrity and capacity and competence should have been people who will now sit down and advise the president of the way forward. If I'm the president, I will have these military officers, security officers, like former IG, Abdul Smith, put him in that kind of bracket. Tell me what I need to do. What I need to do. What do I need to do? But to still believe that the present security leadership will give us a leeway after 2 years, I have my doubts. Some of them are very good people, very, very good, close to me. But I don't think they have what it takes to deliver us out of this government.
Parliamentary advocacy and journalism redefined.